Song for Yemaya, the most common rendition of this song. I'm going to have two sources of translations for this one, and then I'll give the descriptor at the end. First one, the source, John Mason, Babalao and a colleague of Willie Ramos, Obailari, okay? Wolo wolosun oni Yemaya, wolo wolosun oni kwekwe, wolo wolosun oni Yemaya, wolo wolosun oni kwekwe ache. Slow it down. Wolo wolosun oni Yemaya, wolo wolosun oni kwekwe. Wolo wolosun oni Yemaya, wolo wolosun oni kwekwe ache. Second rendition, this one is from Oriate Willie Ramos, okay? Bolo wolosun oni Yemaya, bolo wolosun oni kwekwe. Bolo wolosun oni Yemaya, bolo wolosun oni kwekwe. Okay, so first off, like I said, the first one by Dr. John Mason, the second one by Dr. Miguel Willie Ramos. Right off the bat, this is a song that's sung in dedication to the duck. In proper Yoruba, it's P-E-P-E-Y-E. Pepeye. I'm sure that's not the correct way. You know, Yoruba is like a super tonal language. I'm probably butchering it. But Pepeye turns into Kwekweye. Okay? So what's the story with this particular song? This song is part of what's sung when a duck is sacrificed to Yemaya. And the story with the duck has to do with, more so speaking on, so the second rendition is that the duck is a tattletale. And long story short, Yemaya was married to Inle, or Erinle. And while Inle was married to Yemaya, he was also having his side flings with Ochun. Now, the duck is one of the favorite animals, or arguably the favorite animal of Yemaya. So the duck was always at Yemaya's side and saw everything that was always going on. The duck saw what Inle was doing when Yemaya was not around. And so the duck tried to extort, I believe that's the word, to extort. Not extort Inle. It was like, yo, maybe like, this is what I want, or I'm gonna tell Yemaya. And Inle was like, man, duck, you ain't gonna do nothing. So Inle comes back from one of his times with Ochun, and he comes in to see the duck in Yemaya's ear, revealing what Inle was up to. This can be seen as one of the reasons why Yemaya ended up leaving Inle. And then other renditions that I've heard is that Yemaya simply got bored with Inle and left him. And the famous story where Yemaya cuts out Inle's tongue because Inle knew too many of Yemaya's secrets. Inle was living with Yemaya, and so knew the ins and outs of her kingdom and the secrets of, it's just secrets of Yemaya's kingdom underwater. So Inle was pissed off at this. Yemaya was happy that she's like, yo, I got my right-hand man, so to speak, the duck, letting me know what's up when I'm not around. Inle was pissed off at this, and it was like, yo, you accursed duck. He cursed the duck. So now, when a duck is sacrificed, the duck is sacrificed in a specific manner where there's a specific plant that's used so that the duck cannot see who's sacrificing the duck. And the tongue or esophagus is ripped out of the duck after it's dead. Why? So that the duck cannot go back to Orun, cannot go back to heaven or God and tattletale on you and speak ill of you and possibly make up lies and speak of you and your sins. Oh, this person killed me, and this person did this and this and that, and go back to God. So the idea is the duck doesn't see who sacrificed the duck, and even if it did, the duck doesn't have its vocal cords, its esophagus, to reveal via speech and tattle on the person who did the actual sacrificing. I think it's a cute little story. There's tons of stories like that, of little betrayals and whatnot. And so symbolically, there's certain things that are done ritualistically, and this is one of those ritualistic things that are done. So I think it's cool. And what else? The first version, the John Mason version, it does not give any indicator with that specific translation. It doesn't give any indicator of the personality of the duck. The duck is seen as a tattletale, as a gossip. That's a word I neglected to use, but you don't want the duck to gossip to God about you, because in Ocha we believe that animals have souls. That's why we wash the beak before killing them. That's why we are sacrificing. Kill is not a nice word. That's why we wash the beak of the animal, the feet of the animal, so they go to heaven clean, because we believe that animals do have souls. So the soul of the duck goes to heaven and is going to tattletale on you, or gossip about you and slander your name because you're the one that sacrificed him. So that's just a cool little story that goes with this song. And this is one of the songs that's sung for Yemaya in general. I've seen it also for Olokun in general, but even when sacrificing a duck, this is one of the main songs when sacrificing a duck. And it's also associated a decent amount with Okuti, who loves the duck, even though after this whole ordeal occurred, Yemaya still loves the duck so much, at least this specific, path, Okuti, Ogunte, whatever, for different renditions. The youngest Yemaya, the machetera. And so this path of Yemaya does not eat duck, only when she's born. And then if you when you get Ita and you find out, okay, I'm a path of Watana, I'm a path of Ochun, path of Yemaya, path of Elegua. If your path of Yemaya is Okuti, then she does not take duck ever again. So that ties in together with the whole idea that she is grateful to the duck who tattled on her husband and revealed to her the secrets that her husband Inle was doing behind her back. So that's a cool little story. And the duck is very much associated with Yemaya, and even Asesu, who loves to count the feathers of the duck, so much so that Asesu is, she represents being senile, represents having poor memory. But that's what Asesu represents. And she uses her time with a duck in her lap while she's sitting on her throne. There's some old lady counting the feathers of the duck at the bottom of the ocean. Asesu, okay? So it's cool, this is the theme of the duck, okay? So I recorded this after the fact, and I'll go back. So we already just established that the duck is a tattletale, a bonchinchero, a gossip. At the same time, interestingly enough, because I was thinking about this too, so because we know that the duck speaks a lot, I don't know if there's a special name for this ceremony, but what a santero would do is take a duck to the ocean, and you will speak whatever it is that you want, or you take a note, you write a note, you tie it to the leg of the duck, you also speak to the duck so that it hears you, and you let it go at the ocean, and it flies off. Why? because the duck is going to relay the message to Yemaya and to the heavens and to the Orisha, you know, because the duck loves to talk and loves to, just loves to talk. So hopefully, you know, the idea is that you're getting a blessing from this. You're offering Yemaya her favorite animal. And the idea is that the animal is going to speak on your behalf and or, you know, / read the note, as opposed to twisting what it is you said. So there, you know, it's a two-way street. Either way, the idea of the duck being a talkative one, being a continuous speaker, similar, you know, definitely not the same, but similarly to the way Hecho el Arroye is viewed, constantly speaking, the talkative one, the one who constantly has to be placated. Why? Because similar like to the duck in Arroye, you don't want your prayers to be twisted, because they're both smooth talkers. Not in the way Chango has a silver tongue, where he can convince you of doing what he wants. You know, he's a charmer. But in a way of, he will relay, La Roya and the duck will relay a message, and you want to placate La Roya or be kind to the duck and maybe feed the duck and make sure the duck is well taken care of. So when you take him to the ocean, he has nothing but good things to say about you. So what he does gossip about you is what you told him to gossip about you, which is, Yemaya, I'm going through this, I need this or that, or, you know, whatever. So that's something I wanted to throw in there as well, that's something that gets done. So the duck is a gossip. And ritualistically, there are certain things that are done because he's a gossip, and you don't want your name to be slandered. At the same time, you go to an ocean, you bring a duck, and you speak to it and say, yo, I need a new house. Tell Yemaya I need a new damn house, and you let it go. Of course, I'm simplifying things. Of course, everything is Odu based, but just another interesting concept I want to throw out there.